Paul Seixas, the heavy favourite. It means summer's coming. Maybe already here we get hyped for the Tour de France, seeing riders like Del Toro against Jorgensen, Seixas, Ayuso, Schjelmoser, Only, Vauquelin. We got a very deep GC start list here. We're just missing Remco, Pogačar, and Vingegaard. We have a very hard route this year. A TTT on stage 3, which is very unusual. Perhaps it should have been today, seeing the attitude of the Peloton. An incredibly hard opening stage. I think the hardest opening stage I've seen, 146 Ks long in the Dauphiné, that is. We had a 20-minute final climb, then a descent, and then a valley to the finish. Decathlon set their stall out. This looked like Basque Country, where Seixas won the opening mountain stage. Very similar stage design, but we see over the radio, Matthew Riccatello abandoned. Seixas said in the interview in the morning that it was food poisoning. They hoped that it was food poisoning and not contagious. They didn't know for sure. In the breakaway, though, we had Alistair McKellar with Alex Baudin. So EF Education Easy Post got a tug buddy plus the best climber in the break, Baudin. I mean, Baudin's been top 10 GC climber in 1 week World Tour races this year, Paris-Nice, etc. Almeida returning to racing, Van Aert after Roubaix. Both of them didn't appear to be in tip-top shape. Ayuso, after that crash in Paris-Nice, he seemed to be in good condition, just repairing a flat tire there. And I want you to get familiar with some of the decathlon riders, because you're going to see them on the front in the Tour de France this year. Dan Hola, he kind of does the Nils Pollitt role. You've got Nicolas Prudhomme, who's like a versatile all-rounder. Aurélien Paris-Pantra, I think Riccatello is supposed to be the pure climbing support. But Kevin Vermaker I was very impressed with today. New signing from UAE Team Emirates. He was a puncher on Picnic, and he just missed that corner there, a little bit too ambitious on the descent, as were Decathlon. They smashed the descent. But Vermaker was very, very good today. You'll see him later. But on this valley road, the Peloton comes off the descent and just whacks it. So Ivo Oliveira, Sivakov maybe, Schoins, Hagenez, Simmons, these rouleurs just whack it with their GC riders in the wheel, and it's in a line. You saw how stretched out it was behind, and if you're having to close a gap 2 minutes before an 8K climb when you're a 60-kilo climber, it's not particularly helpful. Baudin predictably drops everybody in the breakaway. He only had 30 seconds. And what? Where's Decathlon? If you remember Route de Crète in Fornardèche, if you remember Basque Country, their MO, when they control the stage, 20-minute climb, is just to smash it from the bottom, Pogačar style, and they didn't. Now, maybe Riccatello abandoning changed their plans. I don't know. But they ceded control first to Sivakov on UAE, then to Armorale, the ex-decathlon on Visma Lease bike, and this was not what we all expected on this opening climb, that Alex Baudin would do the climb over 30 seconds quicker than the Peloton, who, whilst it did look quite passive, it was more passive than we expected. We saw some riders dropping we didn't expect, like Danny Martinez, Tobias Haaland Johannesson. Armorel's on the radio like, what should I do? This is probably not what everyone expected. Everyone thought this was going to be Seixas dropping the hammer time, and it just didn't happen. He sits there with Leo Biziot. He would be his last man helping, setting a pace here with Aurélien Paris-Pantra, then dropping. But yeah, with 1.3 Ks to go, I have to admit this is not the composition of the group I expected, like 20, 25 riders. And that would actually mean it'd be more difficult for Decathlon afterwards to control all little trek, because then riders start popping off the front. Kevin Vermaker, he goes for an attack and he's let go because, yeah, I mean, there's so many hard stages. The Col du Pré final stage is brutal. You know, what does it matter if he takes 30 seconds? But for Baudin, it's looking perfect. I mean, getting the break must have been very, very challenging for him, given like the quality of rider he is. Surely other teams didn't want him in the breakaway. He got in regardless. Vermaker's nearly caught. Jorgensen attacked with Trine. He's right there, but he just keeps going. He doesn't give up. No one attacked after him. INEOS got numbers. They've got Only and Kevin Vauquelin. Schjelmoser and Ayuso are the duo at Trek. So a lot of teams have duos, except UAE with Del Toro. But Del Toro and UAE are the ones actually playing Vermaker up the road, and he's saying, I don't have to pull. My boy's up the road. I'll sit in the wheels. And now we've got 7 Ks of flat, no rouleurs, teams with only 2-3 riders, 4 max. No control really from Decathlon. They don't set a defensive tempo. Baudin's got the stage win in the bag. And like we saw in Romandy last year on a similar stage design where Fortunato, I think, won or did well, attacks start flying. Mollard, Armorel, Bizio marks them. Mistake. Bizio marks the big, like the rouleurs that he didn't need to, and then he's having to chase Luke Plapp and Kevin Vauquelin. You see only then jumps onto maybe Armorel or a Bahrain rider, I think just behind, or onto Armorel. And so INEOS did this perfectly. Plapp absolutely whacks it on the flat. Tullett comes across on the wheel of Tuckwell. Seixas has got busy up the road, but they're not happy with it. And so for INEOS, Plapp, and yeah, it's perfect for them. They've got their 2 GC leaders in this group. Bizio and Vermaak don't pull though. So UAE are like not panicking behind, but they're also not that happy with the situation. Seemed to be the same case with Visma. It's okay with Tullett ahead. Jorgensen's able to mark Schkelmoser when he's chasing behind because Trek completely missed it, but also not such a good situation that you want to really press home the advantage because it went to 30 seconds. In like 3 kilometers, the gap went to 30 seconds. Ramses de Bruyne made it. Tuckwell, again, very, very good like he was in Romandy, I think. And Trek are panicking. Trek with Ayuso, Seixas with Decathlon. They're like, we have to resolve this situation, but especially with the TTT. I mean, Tarling's here, Vauquelin, Godon. INEOS probably the favourites for the TTT. Are you going to give only 30 seconds for free and then they maybe take 20, 30 on you in the TTT? Baudin takes the stage, which caps off an incredible first 6 months of the year. For him, they sprint for the bonies behind. There are no bonies, which I haven't seen in a World Tour stage race for quite a while. Apparently, there's no bonus seconds at all at the finishes because the race is so hard in the first place. And anyway, this group takes less than that. They're 32 seconds behind Baudin. They take best part of 10, 12 seconds on the Del Toro-led group behind. So big win for EF. They were brave enough to go on the breakaway. Baudin also did a very, very strong climb to do it that much faster than the peloton. And he takes a well-deserved victory. Here's what he had to say after the stage.
Yeah, I cannot describe the feeling right now. I don't think I realize it yet. It's just amazing to win here with my family here. 1 hour from home. It's just crazy.
And the yellow jersey will be on your shoulders. That's very promising, not only for the Tour Auvergne Rhône-Alpes, but also maybe for another race in July.
Yeah, of course. I hope I can carry this confidence and shape on the Tour de France this July.
But starting here, you'll want to defend that jersey for as long as possible?
Of course. It's not going to be easy tomorrow with this super long stage, but a yellow jersey, you have to defend it. So we're going to do everything.
Tomorrow's a very hard stage, 234 kilometers before the team time trial. I think a lot of teams will be reticent to control that sort of stage with GC ambitions afterwards. Will the sprint teams like Jayco control for Matthews? Perhaps, but we'll see. I think it'll be a hard fight for the break, and the break has a decent chance. Till then, ciao, ciao.